What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? It's your boy, Enlightened Luciferian Prince, coming at y'all once again. See, I've been on a roll lately, and I feel like when I start something, I want to continue doing it because I just love pissing off the system. I just can't help myself. You know what I'm saying? I just can't help myself. Love it. Hell, shit. I was on the ass in the law before. You know, got to get on the right side. Now, people, secure party creditors, SPCs or SPCs to be, we're going to keep on going, okay? As the saga continues. As I said before in my previous video, and all previous videos, I should say, if you watch this around children, please remove them from your immediate vicinity, unless, of course, you're wearing headphones, because my videos are not for children. I have a tendency to use strong language. Yeah. Anyway, as you will soon learn, no law, code, statute, definition is actually ever repealed. This is an advent peculiar with UCC. In case of a controversy between existing a law, code, statute, definition, and one that has been repealed, the repeal law, code, statute, definition controls. See UCC 1-104. Also, the difference between the first and latest editions reveals how the legal masters of the world attempt to guide the destiny of all by continuously redefining and confusing the meaning of commercial and legal terms. In any event, find out the meanings of any term of which you are not certain. Do not take anything for granted. It is also recommended that you obtain a copy of the Uniform Commercial Code issued by your state. Since UCC reigns supreme throughout America and the world, all other codes and bodies of law are mere subsets of and encompassed by the UCC. See UCC 1-103. And since no part of the UCC, as well as all other bodies of law considered as supplementing the UCC, is ever repealed, obtaining a copy of the earliest edition available would be a good idea as well. Universal commercial law is the functional common law of the planet and is ingrained in the articles and sections of the UCC. The entire civilized world, i.e. the cumulative mass of all governments, banks, courts, tax agencies, and corporations, now run strictly in accordance with the rules of commerce as set forth in the UCC. Deal with the source, the UCC. This is why I tell people it is vitally important for you to understand the UCC and the process of how it works. Whereas the first idea of necessity and at the state of the time of the composition deal extensively with tactical measures for surviving ever-present menace of United States judicial and tax systems, you'll have a rather simplified meaning of existence of an uninterrupted style of living, free from the inherent guile, treachery, and larcenous practices of contemporary legal professionals. Taxmen and government actors by thwarting merciless attacks for would-be pirates before anything can get rolling. Now, you have been deceived and betrayed, and ravaged for your kindness and trust. However, by merely confronting the exact nature of the con, you can be free of it. I will say that one more time. You have been deceived and betrayed, and ravaged for your kindness and trust. However, by merely confronting the exact nature of the con, you can be free of it. Life no longer needs to be a dangerous and unpredictable affair, people. Without taking up historical and legal details at this juncture, which are thoroughly addressed and documented, which you have ample proof, supplementing essays and treatises, and which are mandatory reading for a full understanding of what is happening in America, as well as in other countries of the world, suffice it that you may have been swindled out of nothing less valuable than your birthright, your sovereignty, by insidious lexical artifice, corruption of your name. An ancient maxim states, in order to rightly comprehend a thing, inquire first into the names, for a right of knowledge of a thing depends upon the name. Whereas John Henry Doe would signify a true name when it's written as a proper noun, in accordance with the rules of English grammar and the prescriptions of law, all caps John Henry Doe, on the other hand, would not. A harmless variant of the original, you might say. A variant of the true nature, yes, but of the operative term is corruption and is anything but harmless. Names of men and women and boys and girls appearing in all cap letters and even abbreviated versions without initials of true names with initial letters only capitalized are corporately colored renditions of a true name and do not identify with being associated therewith, and names represent property, specifically intellectual property. This is a fact overlooked by almost everyone in society, but the legal vampires whose existence is predicated by its exploitation. Corporate names, like I will tell you. Check your driver's license, your credit card, your bank statements, IRS correspondence, traffic tickets, etc. You will discover that government agencies, banks, and other corporations, courts, and tax agencies deal with you exclusively through various corrupted versions of your true name. All these four types of organizations ruthlessly insist on dealing with you only via, in all caps, otherwise corruption of your true name in any and all key documents, contracts, accounts, and agreements with them. Their computers are generally geared and formatted for dealing with nothing else. It is interesting that the military, an aspect of government, also designates its personnel exclusively in all cap letters. As you have seen throughout your life, corporations spell their trade names in any format, in any assemblage of letters, set in all caps, in lowercase only, intentionally misspelled, with numerals and even arbitrary non-lingual symbols that they wish. Sunoco, Citibank, U-Haul, Office Depot, Depot all caps, Honda, Food for Less, Rite Aid, R-I-T-E, not spelled correctly as R-I-G-H-T, Pharmacy, Kmart Toys, R-Us, R is backwards, Hewlett Packard, all caps, 4-Day Tire Stores, Visa, Yamaha, Sears, Compaq, Toys for Tots, State Farm Insurance, Save on Drugs, S-A-V with no E, dash on, etc. Constructions of these man-made corporate trade names is not restricted by the bounds of English grammar and the prescriptions of law because they are fanciful trade names, one-of-a-kind objects of intellectual property in themselves, and signify a unique artificial person, a legal entity distinct from all others. Even your personal computer spell checker acknowledges this very same fact. Type in any random set of upper and lowercase letters on your screen and verify the spelling, then change all letters into caps and verify spelling again. No error will be indicated. That'll cook your noodle. Names as constructed outside the bounds of English grammar and the prescriptions of law are corporately colored trade names. Legally speaking, there is a term that identifies such entities, called en legis, defined as follows. En legis. Latin is the root. A creature of the law is an artificial being as contrasted with nature or a person. Applied to corporations considered as deriving their existence entirely from law. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, 1951. Hereinafter referred to as Black's 4th. A trade name can also be trademarked, service marked, and copyrighted by the owner for the purpose of restricting others from unauthorized use and unjust enrichment at the expense of the parties that invested in and built up the good name and reputation, also known as goodwill, of said trade name in the public mind. Statutory entities must follow statutory law in such matters. Living, breathing, flesh and blood men and women, on the other hand, need only to claim and assert their copyright under common law. Common law, as distinguished from the law created by the enactment of legislatures, the common law comprises the body of those principles and rules of action relating to government and security of persons and property, which derive their authority solely on usages and customs of immemorial antiquity, or from the judgments and decrees of the courts recognizing, affirming, and enforcing such usages and customs, and in this sense, particularly the ancient unwritten law of England, Black's 4th. Let us talk about the alter ego. Everything has two inherent aspects: its physical, mental, spiritual manifestation, and the abstract label describing it. This situation is characterized in semantics as the difference between the territory and the map. An example, the thing and its label. Whereas water is tangible and can actually be experienced by the senses, the word water is only a symbol, an abstraction of the mind, and cannot be experienced. An example, one cannot drink the word water. The mind is capable of imagining unlimited varieties and configurations of abstractions. These include non-tangible concepts and mental constructs, such as the people, nation, corporation, limited liability, trust, and government. All entities ens legis. Other legal terms describing fictitious entities are person and artificial person. Such cannot be seen, nor touched, nor heard. Proper names set in all capital letters, such as appearing on your driver's license, are trade names and signify artificial persons. Your name in all caps letters is no different from that of any of the corporate trade names and signifies a legal entity separate and distinct from you, the living, breathing man or woman. The corporate, banking, taxation, legal, and governmental communities, collectively, the industrial community, uses this name exclusively when conducting business with you. Via this name, and solely because of this special name, all manner of goods and services are conveyed and transmitted. Solely for the benefit by the artificial person entities ens legis in the industrial community. Such can interface with your Strawman, all caps trade name, because all involved interested parties are artificial persons. Your role as a man and woman in this scheme will be revealed shortly, but at this point in this discussion, you are inextricably linked with your all-caps Strawman. Your alter ego Strawman is defined as a front for a third party put up in the name of the purpose of taking part in the transaction. An example, a mere nominal party in transaction. The legal term describing such entity is streaminus homo, a Latin term defined as follows: a man of straw, one of no substance, put forward as bail or surety. Black's Law Dictionary, first edition, 1891, hereinafter referred to as Black's First. A nominal party straw man that can be useful by its creator can then accomplish the things in the name of the straw man that will otherwise not be permitted. Example, secretly acquire property, do business with one's enemies, etc. A creator always puts forth a straw man for self-serving purposes and is nominally the one who knows the true nature of the straw man. Outsider parties in the transaction usually believe that straw man party is unaffiliated with other parties of the transaction, thereby giving the creator the advantage, an extra man on the field. And I'm just going to tell you, this is how they play games. That's why when I tell a lot of people when you go to court, you have to realize, going into court, everything's caps. Everything. It's all caps. The judge's name, plaintiff, defendant, don't matter. I don't care. Indictment, I don't care. It's all caps. It's a game because someone has to be stuck with the liability. You think that these judges don't know this stuff? You're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. There are a select few who might be new to the concept, but trust me, as time goes on, a lot of them are being educated about what this stuff consists of. They're not dumb people. The object is for you to not be dumber. You must widen up to realize that your alter ego is this motherfucker that just keeps getting you into trouble. That's a fact. This motherfucker just keeps getting you into trouble, start signing all this paperwork, and you gotta pay all these bills because this motherfucker, straw man, just keeps on keeping on. People, come to recognition and learn how to acquire your sensibility to be able to determine your future by you knowing and researching what you should. And learning, and as much as as some people who don't like to read, you better get acquainted with reading. Some people who don't like doing things, you better get acquainted with doing things. Because let me tell you something. If you're not useful, someone or something else will use you. You know, you live a life where you can either be led by suggestibility, go with the flow, or you could be accountable. The choice is yours. Whether you believe it or not, you are in charge of your own destiny. I can't say it anymore. You know, outside of all the negativities that are in society that have been totally introduced, you don't have to live in that society. You don't have to live in that mean or that norm. You can be free. You can be your own person. Freedom does not have to be what the concept is as far as a social whole. That will never happen. That will never happen. Freedom will never come to a social whole. it only comes with individuality and practice of you actually knowing what it is and what it means to you. If you don't know that, then you're fucking living on another fucking planet. Serious. And frankly, I keep it real with you. I feel sorry for you. Not really, but yes, people. I can't stress it or emphasize it too much more than how I've been doing it. Because I used to have comment section, like in the comments, people say it doesn't work, whatever. Trust me, those are agents, okay? I've used it. I've been placed in positions where I had no other choice but to use it. I've confronted the beast with it, and the beast didn't like it. I'll have it no other way. No other way. No other way. It is what it is. Because the truth is, vibrationally, these entities are becoming aware that society as a whole, in small increments, are acknowledging now that they've been lied to. The one thing the system fears is a person, man or woman, irrespective of color, nature, origin, nativity, don't matter. They fear any man or woman who has self-determination because that makes them irrelevant. In my sphere of existence, they're irrelevant. That's the truth. People get into political arguments, I don't even bother. That just means two idiots arguing over something they really know nothing about. Seriously. Did you vote? No. In discussion. Then there's always the proverbial why not. I tell people, you are not really ready to hear the answer. And I leave it at that. I don't argue with people. I don't have to. You know? Don't have to. I don't have to convince people of what I live in my own personal life. I don't have to convince people of anything. And that's what people have to understand out there in YouTube land. You have to understand too. Stop convincing people. Stop trying to convince people. You cannot convince people. You can only convince people by what you prove to work. Then they'll start asking other questions. At that time, I'm still rolling. I don't have to answer any of your fucking questions. Okay? I don't have to. Just watch me work. That's all you gotta do. Watch me work. I'm gonna keep rolling. Can't convince people of things that they are not ready to receive. You can't. The moment you try, you're taking energy off of yourself and wasting it on the dead cause. Might not believe it, but it is what it is. This might be coworkers, close friends, college mates, spouse, maybe. I don't know. You have to do the work. Put it to work and watch it work. That's why it's called work. Progression, the moving forth thereof. It's not stagnation. I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning and say, I'm going to stagnation. I know people who say I'm going up to go to work because you're putting effort into making something come to pass. And you just learned a very significant truth in less than 19 minutes. Pardon me, people. I've been on the fruit binge lately. I ain't gonna lie. I need it. You know, been on a fruit binge. I ain't gonna lie. Nature's candy. Long story short, people, if you would like more insight, like more help, or documentation, please contact me via email. Serious inquiries only. Please. Because I noticed that some people, we all have, I ain't gonna say we all have, but problems will exist as long as society exists, as long as it's constructed the way it is. So I will say we all have problems, right? Problems can go away, or they can stay where they are because they haven't been resolved. So when I say serious inquiries only, please do not leave me a long, detailed email. Please don't. I am not a person of tolerance for long, lengthy ass emails. I'm not. Keep it short, sweet, neat, to the point. Period. If you could, leave your phone number, as I said previously, so I can contact you, whatever the case may be. And then we can have a meeting of the minds. If not, save this video to your flash drive and strap on. Stay for the ride. Agents, fuck you. Kiss my ass. That's why the name of my new website is going to be noagentshere.com, bitches. Straight. Y'all can go to hell. Straight up. Well, you're already there, really. But you don't even realize it. But that's a discussion for another time. First time viewing this channel, like and subscribe. If you like the channel, please share. Go on. Let it proceed forth through the universe. Let it resonate. Now, if indeed you don't, it is what it is. Swallow the blue pill. Wake up tomorrow morning, and everything I ever said has nothing to do with you. There it is. Y'all stay tuned. Peace, light, love. Agents, fuck you, bitches. Y'all stay tuned.